Yo, guys, what's up? Yeah, on today's video, I'm going to talk about Atmos, and also I'm going to react a little bit from another YouTube channel talking about the same. The channel is, sorry, I have here my iPhone, Sonic Scoop. It's a pretty cool channel, so check it out. That is way better than mine. And yeah, so let's see. Atmos. If you know what is Atmos, is a new format. The major labels and companies they are. This is what I feel. They want to push to the people to buy the new thing. Uh, so what is that? It's like a. Do you remember back in the day, like 15 years ago, the surround sound of 5.1? Okay, this is gonna be 7 or even 9. So let's start with what I think. Like I said, I feel and I think they are pushing us to consume these new formats. And some people say, like, for example, Spotify and Apple Music. If you're a producer, if you're a sound engineer, same as me, if you want to put a regular stereo master to these two formats, they will not accept you. At least it's Atmos. And so if you want to change all your monitor system to Atmos, it's around like $3,000 at least. And the question is, people need that? I don't know. But let's see what Sonic Scoop said. Okay, so let's check it out.
So is that a reality? I mean, it's a potential reality, but you can actually send Atmos files to these services that are just stereo mixes.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we don't know exactly what's happening there, but I will tell you one thing. And that is one thing I know for sure. And it is that these companies from the top down really have no power to make consumers adopt anything.
Remember that? No power.
And one of the worst takes I see on Atmos that I see again and again is the fear of people out there who feel like Atmos is being pushed down on us from the major labels, from the streaming services. They're ramming it down our throats. They're trying to make us accept it. We don't care. We don't want it. But because they have enough money to spend, they're going to force it on us. And once they force it on us, only the biggest studios and the major labels will be able to do it because it's so expensive. And because they can just spend enough on marketing, they'll force it to become the new standard, and they're going to muscle us a little.
Yeah, like I said at the beginning, because I see another major YouTubers, audio YouTubers talking about almost on favor, and now I start to see another ones. It's not major in the YouTube, here, but they say no, it's not. I will not change this because this is just a gimmick. So later in the video, I will tell you 3 different producers which are my friends too, pretty close friends too. By the way, they tell me what is the approach to Atmos. Okay, so let's check it out with this. Yeah, and then like he said, people feel afraid. No, they don't have the power, because at the end of the day, the consumers, people who listen music, they have the power in the pockets. Okay, so because literally speaking, you out there, yes, you want to spend like I don't know, a new head of earplugs or headphones around like $500 to listen music in Atmos, and probably only a few bands out there is gonna release in that format. That happened before, and it didn't get success. For example, in the 70s was the 8-track. They tried to make everything 8-track. Actually, I remember see 8-track cassettes of Black Sabbath and Judas Priest, Toto, and that format died. And then later in the 80s, they tried to make it same with the Laserdisc. Actually, my older brother have a Laserdisc turntable or reader. And it didn't work out. And then later, I remember in the early 2000s was the Super DVD. But let's continue with the video, okay? Because he have pretty cool points about it. So let's see.
Little guys out of the music business. And that is one fearful take that I think is nonsense. Because the reality is that brands, companies, no matter how big they are and how powerful they are, they can't make people want things they don't want.
Mm-hmm.
The only times advertising and marketing are ever successful is when a company, when a brand figures out what people actually want and then provide it to them and then go out there and let people know about it.
True.
That's the only way companies are ever successful, unless they get the force of law on their side, unless they can literally get involved with, say, government and force you to buy their products. And that is something that has happened throughout history. Like, there are some products right now that you might be forced to buy through law.
Yeah, that's the only way. True
But
law.
that's not how most of the economy works, and it's generally not how music and the creative arts work. Generally speaking, no company is going to be successful unless they're making something that people actually want and think is like a good value for their money,
Yep.
or they literally force them to through the power of law and the threat of force. Without one of those two things happening, companies cannot be successful.
No.
They cannot just make people want what they want them to want. So if consumers don't care enough about Atmos, there is no marketing scheme that is going to make them care more about Atmos.
Mm-hmm.
But if consumers got really into the idea of like super immersive sound, any company that tells the story of super immersive sound could potentially make a killing, because that's what people in the world actually want.
But
Now, here's the big question.
like he said, no, if the people, if the consumer, if the people, out there in the street, the regular people, they want it, sure, everything's gonna change to Atmos. Of course, makes sense. So let's continue.
Is that what end consumers actually want? And the answer is obviously not. I'm holding
Shakespeare.
right in my hand right now one of the most popular hi-fi listening devices in the world. This is a phone with a speaker built into it. Do you know how many people listen to music, like not even on earbuds, not even through some Bluetooth stereo system, but just literally out of the speaker on their phone?
I saw
How
that
many
so many
people around the
times, actually,
world
yeah.
right now are listening to music out of their laptops and their laptop speakers?
Mm-hmm.
How many people right now are on a train somewhere listening to music out of a single earbud, and they're sharing the other earbud with their friend?
True.
There is obviously not a huge market for multi-channel surround sound setups and getting consumers to buy 11, 12 speaker arrays to put in their living room.
Okay, I want to stop this.
There
1 second.
isn't even that big of a market.
Because this long podcast is over 50 minutes, and I don't want to react the whole podcast. I just put that. I just wanted to bring to you guys just a little bit whether this because he's a producer too. He works for Plugin Alliance too, which is a brand I really like for plugins. But now let me tell you about what I personally think. Like I said before, I think probably this is a gimmick. And I agree with him. If the consumers, they want to this surround sound, cool. For the consumers of metal punk, the truth is, in those cases, you have drummer, 2 guitar players, or 1 guitar player, bass and vocals. So it's very straightforward. So in a Atmos mix, you have your regular stereo plus 2 up there, 2 speakers, 2 on the sides, 2 more behind me, and 1 subwoofer. I guess that's like an overkill move for a regular metal mix. Maybe this could work if Pink Floyd want to release Dark Side on the Moon in that format. Yeah, sure, because you have more vocals, you have noises here or there. Yeah, probably that would be a cool experience. Also, regular people to listen that experience, they have to buy more speakers, and this is the real thing. Who in their home have the perfect room to put all the speakers? I told you like a few seconds ago. And what happens if your living room doesn't have a wall to divide your living room to your dining room? So it's gonna sound weird, because if you move some little degrees to one side, you will not listen this right, and the same here or back and forth. So, and also, I know you know what is the bar, the bar which is kind of surround sound, That bar actually have like some speakers pointing at the ceiling, and then it's gonna with the reflection or the bouncing of the sound you can listen, from the top. But it depends of the room, so I don't know. This will work out too. I really no idea. Like I say, back in the day, they tried to do this in the 70s, 80s, early 2000s. And now let me tell you what my three producer friends told me about this. For example, my mentor Kevin Bernstein, I text him, "Hey bro, tell me the truth. What is your opinion about Atmos?" And then he said, "It's a gimmick." No, no, they are that. They try to push it. People know will not like it, and you will see. So don't don't invest in a new audio interface, especially for Atmos, and do it because that's like I say, the you need to spend like at least 10K with no good speakers. So that's one. Two, I asked to my awesome good friend, which is my favorite mastering guy, Joel Grind. Yes, the same guy from the band Toxic Holocaust. I texted him and then I hey bro, what you think about this? And he told me the same. No, I don't know. No, now depends. He was way more to the guy for the Sony Scoop. So depends. If the people wants to move there, sure, okay, we have to adapt. But if not, no. For now, I will not spend any time about that. Cool. And then to my third example, this is my other friend, Artur Rizek, which is, producer of Power Trip, the new Sepultura, the new Cavalera coming out, Soulfly, the new creator. So I asked him, so Arthur, so tell me through what do you think about the Atmos? And then he said, I don't know yet, but I want to try it, and let's see how can I put all my expertise in Atmos, because technically told me like email is very straightforward. I don't see probably the overheads here, but still I don't know. And yeah, so and then I have always this question, and then I asking to my three friends the same question. Cool, got it. But what happened with the regular people who still listen music in cassette and vinyls? By the way, if you are not into underground music, believe it or not, this man still releases their production in vinyl and cassette. Believe it or not, okay? But the people who is in this scene, that is completely true, and those are stereo. So that's mean like a vinyls and cassette will be die again. People love I love vinyls. So I don't know. This is very difficult. And my 2 cents is, so for now, if you're a producer, if you have your your recording studio, if your music bands the same as me, don't do it. Not yet. Just wait. Don't go to, I want to spend this money because this is a new format. Wait a second. Just wait and see how the goes. Okay, because I start to see people like I really like YouTubers, like producer YouTubers. Dude, I see videos on videos. Yeah, Atmos is a new thing. I'm going to update all my control room. And like I said at the beginning, I guess that's pushing. I guess I guess because I'm kind of conspiracy theory guy. I guess these guys they paid for say that. I don't know. Could be. Probably I'm wrong. But because the question about vinyls, the question about consumers, those are real questions. And these guys they never talking about those topics. So, well, those are my 2 cents. Let me know on the comments below what do you think about almonds. Let me know if you don't know what the hell was that, and also thank me for for give you this info. And also let me know if you want me to react to more videos about audio production. Okay, so that's it. Bye guys. See ya.